Today we're going to go over the pros and cons of buying new construction in South Florida. I'm even going to clue you in on things the on-site salespeople may not be aware that you need to be aware of or need to know. There are a lot of great options when buying a home in South Florida, and you deserve to have all the information so that you can make a final decision. I'm Heather Parnass, and I will guide you so that you can make the right choice. As a new construction specialist for 34 years locally in Broward County, if you're thinking about moving to Fort Lauderdale or living in Pompano Beach, there are some great choices, and new construction is one of them, but there are pros and cons. Today we're going to go over new construction, pre-construction, and resales that are newer construction. First, let's break down the types of new construction. Pre-construction is just like it sounds. It has not been built yet, so you're purchasing based off of floor plans, a site plan, architectural renderings, a 3D model, some samples and information that the developer and the on-site sales office is providing you. New construction is typically something that has already started construction. It may even be completed and just not sold, but nonetheless, you're buying a developer-owned residence directly from the developer. And then you have your newer construction, which would be in the form of a resale. So now you're buying from a seller who already purchased from the developer. It may or may not have been lived in, and we'll go over all of this as we go through the video. So we'll start with the modern features and amenities that you're going to be getting. It's all brand new. You're getting top of the line finishes, cutting edge design. Anything that's trending, the latest and greatest, should be incorporated into the design of your new construction home. There really is just so exciting to get a brand new home. It's almost like when you peel the, little plastic thing off of an electronic. I mean, it's just fresh and fun. It's really special. Customization and selections is another pro. Especially when you're purchasing pre-construction, you have usually an opportunity to change the floor plan a little bit, move a wall over, depending on the developer's program that they're offering. It's not always completely custom, but they'll usually let you modify certain things, and you get to pick all the selections, the floor color, the cabinets, the countertop, the bathroom, a lot of different color palettes. Sometimes they have full, complete themes that you get to choose from. In new construction that's already underway but not completed, you may not be allowed to choose and select as many items as if you were to purchase pre-construction, because there's a certain point during construction the developer's got to simply order the materials so that they arrive on time so that he can meet his goal for his construction completion date. So it's important that we talk to the on-site salespeople, have them look into what has been ordered. What did they order? Is it colors and materials that you can live with or that go with your theme and your motif of design? And then obviously once it's completed, you just sort of go in and look. Now some builders will actually complete it and they'll leave certain things out like flooring so that the new buyer can still come in and choose the flooring. So sometimes you still can even select some things, but very few when a property is already built. Now obviously a resale, you're going to just simply get what you get, and if you like it, that's great. Now we're moving on to warranties and developer support. So a couple things. When you buy new construction, just prior to closing, you're going to do a walkthrough, and they're going to create a punch list. It will be in writing, and that will be a list of all the little things that you want repaired after you close. Those items won't be done before closing, and they'll have a certain amount of time in which to complete those items, but that will be at the developer's expense and not yours, since it's brand new and you're paying top dollar for that property. Warranties. What's really nice is that you're usually getting a developer warranty. You have a 10-year structural warranty. Typically speaking, each community is going to be different, and sometimes the developer even offers more. When you are looking at luxury new construction, which is most of the communities that are being built, it's what I deal with. The appliances, for example, are high-end, and they come with 3-year warranties instead of the run-of-the-mill 1-year warranty. So those are some things. And overall speaking, new construction is going to be more energy efficient and should just need less maintenance, obviously, along the way. This is one of my favorites, built-in equity. The earlier that you purchase your property from the developer, the more equity you should have when you close. That is the reason that someone would buy pre-construction off of just floor plans, site plans, trusting what they're hearing and trusting their vision of what they think it's going to look like when it's completed. Because the day you close, you should have more equity than folks that waited until a later time frame to purchase, because the developer will raise prices as he reaches milestones in construction and continuing at sales, and if the market, just gets better and the developer feels like it. But you will be doing the happy dance every time the prices go up after you purchase, because that's just more built-in equity for you. Okay, the final pro that I'm going to go over is that in Florida, it is the law when you purchase new construction directly from the developer, you do have a 15-day rescission period, which is a period to review the condo docs or homeowner's documents and do all your due diligence about the area, make sure that you're happy with everything you're getting. And it's just nice because if you do have any buyer's remorse, you can actually cancel that purchase with no financial penalty whatsoever. So that is another pro. On the other hand, there are some cons to consider. New construction properties are always going to be more expensive than the resales in the neighborhood, especially when you're looking in Fort Lauderdale or Pompano Beach, because a lot of the properties that were built around here were built in the 50s and 60s, and they've been updated through time, and there's some that have been completely renovated. They don't feel like an older home, but they're going to be a lower price point than brand new construction being built from the ground up. It's very costly to build these days, for one. And again, you're getting top of the line everything, the highest, grade wiring and internet, and there's so much I could go on about. This is a big one, and a lot of this has to do with you and your personality. Construction delays and patience. Any time completion date the developer provides you is going to be an estimate. Construction is an art, not a science, except for when it comes to the engineering part, the architect. But as far as the time frame goes, there can be delays, and quite frankly, there usually are. So just as a rule of thumb, anytime I get a time frame from a developer, in my mind, I think 6 months after that. And I've seen buildings really delayed. I know one community, it took 4 years to build. It was a series of unfortunate events, but the city was really backlogged with permits and inspectors, and just getting inspectors out. And you can't go to step 3 if they haven't inspected step 2. So you're kind of at the mercy of the city officials. In addition to that, in this particular situation, then the pandemic hit. So that really slowed things down. Typically, it's not 4 years, but I do see anywhere from 6 months up to a year sometimes. So you want to make sure that you don't make any concrete plans, and that your living arrangements while you're waiting for your new home to be built are flexible, or that you're flexible enough that if you need to go and find a short-term rental or something, that you're willing to do that. The final con I'll talk about is that new construction communities may lack open amenities when you close on your property. The trigger for a closing for the buyer is that the developer receives from the city the final certificate of occupancy. That means the property is done, completed, all the inspections have been made, and that this is a safe structure for you to live in. So then you'll be notified by the attorneys, and you'll have a certain number of days or weeks in which to close on the property. That doesn't mean that all of the community is open. Sometimes you'll move in and you still can't use the clubhouse or the fitness center, the pool. And you do need to be aware that there will probably still be construction people around. Sometimes they will finish only the units that are sold and not complete the interiors of the residences that are not sold, because they want to get you in, get you closed on your property. And so they'll still be there all the time, continuing to work on punch lists or finish residences, whatever the case may be. But remember, when you do that, that usually means that you bought in the beginning and that you've got that built. You're going to have more built-in equity in your property. So when you go to turn around to sell that a year or 2 or 5 down the road, that you're going to be sitting pretty, and it will be worth dealing with all the inconveniences you may have to deal with in the beginning. So just make sure your expectations are set up properly so that you're not disappointed. It's important to weigh these factors and really make consideration about if buying new construction is for you. Pre-construction might not be for you, but you might just love new construction. So then we can look at resales that are a year or 2 old. There's a lot to consider. If you have any specific questions, or you would like me to send you information about some local communities around here, pick up the phone and call me. My phone number is on my page. Don't forget to subscribe below and sign up for notifications. I do put out videos once a week regarding living in Fort Lauderdale or moving to Pompano Beach, new construction, and luxury resales.